Hello, Dr. Parker. My name's Paul Kromek. You probably recognize that name. I may have emailed you once or twice per hour recently. Anyway, I currently live in Sterling, Illinois. I live with my wife of 27 years in January, my 20-year-old daughter, and I've got a 25-year-old son who's married with a wife and almost 5-month-old baby girl. They live in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I work currently at Rock Falls High School as a tutor. I started out there as a special education aide in 2010, and I also work at Sauk Valley Community College as a tutor, where I've been since 2010 as well. So, the thing that got me started on the road to the American College of Education was that I was in retail for a very long time, and it caused me to miss a large portion of my children's and family's life, and I didn't want to do that anymore. There's no blame there. I just didn't want to do it anymore, so I decided to make a change, and I went from retail to being a financial associate for about a year and a half. That wasn't me. So then I got to looking for another job, and a friend brought me to the special education aid spot. So I went and applied. It's not something I was looking forward to. I never pictured myself in a high school or school system of any kind, but I went and did it. I got hired and started working, and it turns out that I really do enjoy it quite a bit. It's actually something I'm meant to do, I feel like. Along the road, I've had a whole lot of encouragement to be a teacher from different people in my life in all kinds of areas, such as family and friends and students and teachers. So after a while, I finally decided, okay, let's do this. So I started asking around different colleagues about any places they would recommend for obtaining a teaching certificate, and ACE was mentioned. So I got to looking into it, and it all seemed to work for me. It was the right fit. So here I am. One of the requirements to getting into ACE was that I needed a certain ACT score, which I did not have because I didn't do well in high school because I didn't take it seriously then. So I had to retake it, and I struggled. One of my biggest areas of weakness is reading. I'm extremely slow. I often get very tired, sometimes often fall asleep actually, and I have to reread several times if I want it to really stick. So this is not one of my strengths in learning. Because of this, I resist reading as a way of learning, but I still do it as needed. It just takes a lot longer and I can't accomplish as much. I can't read as much as I would really like to. I prefer videos and I prefer hands-on activities to learn things. So I'm a kinesthetic learner, and repetition is very good for me. Lectures, on the other hand, and simply listening to audio bore me and have a tendency to also put me to sleep. Those are not preferred ways of learning for me. Definitely be considered a digital immigrant since I was born in 1970, but I definitely have some digital native qualities too. I didn't have computers growing up, although as I got a little bit older, my first computer was a Commodore 64. My parents had the TVs with the dials and an antenna, and my first cellular phone was a bag phone that you had to plug into a cigarette lighter. The first computer in any classroom that I remember also didn't happen, or I didn't see one until about fifth grade. Enjoy learning new technology. I'm just curious. I like to play around with things and try to figure them out. Kind of like what I'm doing with WeVideo right now. I'm having a pretty good time at it, although it's taken a little while. Playing around and getting to figure these things out, I'm very interested in learning all the features, but I normally only have enough time to learn the basics and maybe a little bit more. I also really love sharing what I've learned and how to use these things with students or whoever wants to sit down and learn with me. It deepens what I know as I do this, and it also allows me to build on what I know. I also like to reflect on what went right or wrong and how to improve it. So the next time I do a WeVideo, I plan on it being much better than this one. So overall, as a learner, it's often slow going for me, maybe because I like to know how things work and why. So that takes a little bit of time. And I like to learn the intricacies when possible. So it's also very difficult for me to study or learn with any kind of outside noise or distractions. I pretty much have to have silence if I really want to absorb knowledge and information. So silence is best for me, and it is also very difficult to find that though in a busy life. I think that'll wrap it up for me. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it turns out very well. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to communicating with you more in the future.